Welcome, Anurita, to my YouTube channel. For the
Thank
viewers
you,
who are
Julie.
joining us today, we are talking to Anurita, who is one of the co-author of a very interesting book, Kailash Mansarovar. We will talk about the book a little in detail later, but before we start, when we talk about Kailash Mansarovar, the first thing which goes to our mind is that yes, it is a pilgrimage and everybody wants to do it. Most of the people can do it, but we are going to talk about a completely different perspective of the book with Anurita. Anurita, thank you so much for joining us today. It is a pleasure to
Very
have
happy
you
to.
here. So,
Thank
Anurita,
you.
how does the unique perspective in Kailash Mansarovar challenge the notion of the journey as mundane while also highlighting the empowerment and inspiration of the two women authors?
So, Julie, this is a book which was very interesting and offbeat for us as well, because we joined a group of 9 cyclists. I mean, the entire group consisted of 14 people who undertook this Kailash Mansarovar Yatra through cycle. So, 9 of them were cyclists, and the rest of us 5 were non-cyclists. We happily called ourselves the support group, and while the others cycled, we observed. Of course, because we were also in the cars, we were being able to observe a lot more and challenging. If we talk about it as challenging, definitely it was challenging because the route is such, the altitude is such. But what I would feel is that as women, as both of us women authors, for us it was more about seeing how the challenges are for the others who were riding the cycle,
Okay.
also for us to be able to absorb and keep up pace with them. It's not very easy, it's something that's happening for probably for most of us for the first time at that altitude. So ensuring that there is communication with whether it is the locals there, the people that we meet along the way, the ones who are there with us in the group. Then the challenges of probably, it's not comfortable, like of course you're in the lap of nature and it's extremely beautiful, but it's not like how you are when you are at home. So that entire thing of being able to undertake a trip like this, where every night you are staying in a different tent at a different place,
Yes.
with weather conditions that are not always what you imagine them to be.
Yeah.
At the same time, beautiful scenery. So it is a trip which is a very, very interesting learning process. And it was more about soaking in everything in those 10-15 days, and then coming back, assimilating your thoughts, and then probably beginning to decide that we would write it and pen it down.
So, my next question is, Anurita, in what way do the authors use the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage as a backdrop to showcase the transformative power of dreams, luck, perseverance, particularly for women seeking empowerment and fulfillment?
So, first of all, Julie, I think to undertake a journey like this, you have to be first mentally prepared to undertake something like this. Secondly, you have to know that your physical conditions, your abilities are going to be able to match up with everything there. Now, we were traveling with a group which was very, very, very strong. Like the person who was heading the group was somebody who runs a bicycling club. There was Anita, the co-author, her husband, who's an IPS officer, who's climbed the Mount Everest. There was another doctor, Dr. Anand Dalal, who's had a paralysis, and then he had chosen to ride the cycle. There were other few people who have been cyclists, seasoned cyclists. So matching up with them and keeping pace with them was obviously one of the things that we knew that we are getting into. But as women, we were 5 women in this trip. One was a cyclist, the rest of us were non-cyclists. So as people who were non-cyclists, but at the same time, like you said, feeling empowered, I think knowing that you are going into a completely different land where you really don't know, it's out of your comfort zone. All these things sort of add up to, the entire feeling of how you go about it. Every day was a new day. Small little challenges. Sometimes it could be regarding health. Sometimes it could be something's gone wrong. And how do you face and, consider that? How do you move ahead? So all in all, it is something that every day there was something new to learn. When you talk of women feeling empowered, well, I think that women are made that way, they are conditioned that way, that they are able to handle 2 3 different things at the same time. We were being able to enjoy, we were doing our photography, we were, and then facing challenges. The people that we met, some officials, some people you met along the way who could facilitate and make your journey a little more smoother, but maybe it was not always easy dealing with everyone. And so I think when you learn to deal with things, you automatically somewhere feel a little empowered.
This book is basically written, it is about a narrative of a cycle. And, that is something I want to relate to, because as children, we all learn. And once we are grown up, we have so many other responsibilities. You get married, you have to look after home, children, everything. So those dreams sort of take a second place into our life. And how you came, above all that, and how did you get, that is some kind of an inspiration to all those women who has those dreams, but I would want them not to forget and pursue them.
I feel, Julie, for as far as I am concerned, and as far as some of the others also in the group, including my co-author, of course, have been people who have been able to take their decisions in their lives. And I think if we talk about basics, I think one of the key things that you require in life to be able to do what you want to is clarity of thought. You have to be very clear what you want to do. So it was very clear right from the start that we were not cyclists, but we still wanted to go. When the whole idea started about this trip, it obviously started with people who cycle. So the 9 people were the ones who were supposedly more serious about it, or the ones who were actually making the plan. So the whole idea that we wanted to go started off. So the initial idea is, oh wow, let's do it. It's going to be very interesting. But what takes you further? The only thing that takes a person further is that clarity of thought that I will be able to do it and I want to do it. And then you need to know that physically you are going to be able to match up with the rest. So most important, I feel, in the whole thing is that when you have decided that you want to do something, I think half the battle is won. So clarity of thought, I feel, is one of the key aspects that is going to help anyone, especially women in life, take up what they really want to. Along with that has to be the desire. The desire to do something has to be very strong. You can't dwindle just because tomorrow you meet somebody, who's going to say that, oh, no, I don't think you should take this kind of a trip. It will be very difficult on you. If you're going to suddenly change your mind because of what somebody else has said to you, because you'll meet all kinds of people who will say all kinds of things. So that is why clarity of thought and knowledge of what you want to do and what it entails is the only thing in life that will make you feel that, yes, I want to go for this, and therefore you automatically feel empowered.
Sure. The last question, that what message of empowerment and encouragement for the women, to pursue their aspirations with courage and conviction?
Okay, coming back, Julie, I very strongly feel that when you have your wishes, you should know how to be able to voice them. Whatever they may be, write them down and voice them. Voice them, reason them. Why do you want to do something that you want to do? Right? So we need to be clear and figure out our plans first, whatever they may be, whether it is regarding a career, whether it is regarding marriage, whether it is regarding shifting of a city, whether it is about shifting jobs. So when you want to do things like those, you have to tell and ask yourself, why are you doing it? I have come across certain women who want to switch jobs because they feel that where they are not getting either justice, or they are not being treated seriously, or whatever. So they need to figure out that rather than thinking of shifting your job, you need to know that what is the reason why you are feeling the way you are feeling. If people are making you feel weaker, they will make you feel weak wherever you go. So you need to figure out that you are sending out certain signals. I always feel that before we complain about people and situations, we also need to look within. Sometimes maybe we appear too weak to someone. Sometimes maybe we appear too strong to someone. That is also both extremes. Both these cases will get people to interfere in your life. But if you are clear in your head that I want to go ahead and I will manage it, then beyond a point, nobody is able to unnecessarily harass you. Right? So you have to, like they say, take the bull by the horns. So escaping is also not the answer. 1 or 2 tries to banta hai, right? Recently, I just came back. I was there in Himachal just about a couple of days ago. And I met this family family, and they really stunned me. So I was in this place called Chitkul and Sangla. So in Sangla, I met a family, a husband, wife, and child of 6 years of age. Julie, we were just walking near the market and going somewhere. They said that they walk a lot. They said, "Oh, आप लोग थक गए? हम तो उधर." So I asked, "Where are you going?" I was shocked when she told me, the lady, they had an apple orchard, which was, and she showed me her house, which was by way up. So I wondered how, I said, "Have you come down here like this? Do you come down once a month?" She said, "I come down twice. Me or my husband come down twice and go back twice." I said, "Why?" So she said, "Because our son wants to do school. We try to tell him that go to school only 2 or 3 days a week, but he wants to go every day. So my husband or me, 1.5 hours we walk down with him in the morning at 6:37 to drop him to school. Then whoever of us has gone, we come back up 1.5 hour. Then another 3.5, 4 hours later, again we walk down and we walk up." Now, Julie, honestly speaking, for you and me, this may look a little impractical, right? For that moment when I heard it, I said, okay, so there are people in this world. And what I realized was the women were very empowered there, very empowered. It is not like how you see probably in Rajasthan or you see in UP. It's not like that. Women in Himachal are so empowered. So it was very impressive. And I realized that everything is about how you are made to feel. Maybe they are made to feel that they have to look after themselves. So maybe those women are strong. Unfortunately, in another part of the world, let's say Rajasthan, that isn't the case. There is still parda. I come from Rajasthan, but I've been staying in Gujarat. It's a different story. But in Rajasthan, for example, you don't necessarily have where these kind of women. I don't think so. I didn't see that. So I also feel about how it is, how you are raised, what is the environment that you are in, how you are made to feel. Ultimately, I think women become how they are made to feel. First, in their homes by parents. So when you are parents of a girl, or if you are a girl child whose parents are there, if you are encouraged in your pursuits, you are heard out, your feelings, it matters, to them how you feel. When all these things combined happen, Julie, then I think by and large a woman is automatically empowered and strong.
Yeah, very true. So thank you, Anurita, so much for joining us today. I think it was fantastic, and I'm sure the people who look at this video would be empowered at least a little, or at least they will start challenging their own decisions. Also, if my viewers are interested in Anurita's book, it is available on Amazon. I will share a link in description, also a brief introduction to the book as well. So please go through the description, and I am sure that this book you will find it very, very interesting. And if you still not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. Thank you, Anurita, for joining us today.
Thank you, Julie. It was great. Good time talking to you.